Hey everybody, I am excited to share this video because today is one of the best days of the year for spiritual evolution. And why is that? Well, it's the full moon after the summer solstice. And whether you're, astrologically inclined or not, the full moon day always has a particular effect for meditation. So it can make meditations, and if you are a meditator, you'll notice this for yourself. It can make them much more powerful, deep, stronger. So I encourage you to utilize that. But this particular full moon day, every year is used to celebrate the teacher within you, the teacher out in the world, the guru, the one who wants to help you wake up, right? Wake up to your true nature. And so this is a very powerful day. I'm not going to get too much into the planets, but the moon and the way it's situated with the rest of the planets just helps facilitate a sense of grace and receptivity to your true nature. And that's available any day of the year. Right? That's who you are. However, a lot of times we get lost and more connected to the chattery head space than the deep, secure, all is well space of being that we truly are. So I'm going to give a little bit of background of this day. I'm going to give a little bit of more, let's start with this, more ideas of what to do on this day. So meditation, as I mentioned, is really powerful. You can do guided meditations. You can do meditations on the light, which I really recommend. And if you don't have any of those, I have several on my website in the shop. You can do mantra meditation is very useful, and mantras with a mala are really useful. Oftentimes on this day there's a lot of chanting. Some people fast and don't eat as an honoring of their guru. Some people devote something to their teachers, so that the teachers who have helped you on your evolutionary path. This night is one of the, for people on the spiritual path, one of the best nights for receiving the fruits, not only of your own practice, but also of your teachers and their teachers, and down the ancient lineage of who taught these people and who taught them and who taught them and who taught them. And finally, it came to us. And it's like such gratitude for that. So offering a fruit or a fire offering or something like that is often done as a thank you, symbolically. It could be just lighting a candle. And so anytime you lose yourself in an activity, whether that's running or cooking or crafting or playing music or dancing to music, or anytime you lose yourself, that's actually connecting yourself with the larger self, right? I'm not talking about checking out. Checking out is very different. But this is a day to help propel you from self-centered, the little I that screams when it doesn't get what it wants, either verbally or in its own head, gets all contracted, to the larger self with a capital S, right? So the oneness of all things, the infinite being, of which there can only be one, because if there was not one, then it would not be infinite, right? It would be finite so that another one could exist, if that makes sense. So you breathe differently when you are in that space of just receptivity and openness to the oneness, rather than when you are like pushing to get your way or even thinking that you're a separate I. So pranayama, breathing techniques, prana being the life force energy, super powerful. And if you don't know any pranayama, find yourself a teacher. It's one of the best practices for emotional regulation, especially if you're between the ages of 30 and 60. It's one of the most powerful yoga practices. And I will also post some videos on here, but it is really useful to have a teacher, whether it's me or someone else. And so that's a useful practice as well. So let me give a little history now, and if you're not super into history or mythology, that's all right. So today, the day of Guru Purnima, Purnima meaning full moon, Purna meaning full, has to do with the first yogi. And the first yogi was said to be Shiva, but he's not worshipped as Shiva here, unless you want to. It's more recognition of the first yogi, the first person who discovered this is who I am and actually did penance. Or it's not even, penance isn't the right word, because then we're talking about like repenting for something, but he did austere spiritual practices to cut through the BS of the mind, of the separate self, of all of that. So here he was, and for years and years doing these practices. And there's a thing called tapas. Tapas means to cut, or to cook, sorry, not to cut, to cook. So you're actually cooking away the impurities. And so that's what he's doing, tapas, right? And anytime we sit for meditation, or anytime we actually say, I want the cheesecake, but I'm not going to have the cheesecake, right? That's not what my body is asking for. It's not healthy, right? That's a sort of tapas. So he's doing these practices to refine himself. That's kind of what cooking does sometimes, like refine something. And he's doing that to refine the personality, a way to get a sense of the larger self. And so he's doing this, and he's really cut himself off from like earthly desires. So the earthly desires, okay, and on this, and that requires as you can imagine, a real discipline. So on this day, Guru Purnima day, it's said that he actually recognized that, oh, I can share this with people. I can teach this to people. I can help people who are ready, which of course not everyone's ready, reach the sense of knowing that I have as well. So on Guru Purnima Day, he, the first yogi, taught practices of awakening to 7 sages, 7 people who were ready and sort of ripe for the teachings. All right, and we have to recognize that not everyone is ready or even going to be ready in this lifetime, but that these 7 were. And so, and that begins the lineage, because then he's teaching them, and then they go disseminate the information out to people who are ready or interested, and then they do, and so it becomes like a family tree, just branching off in various directions. But it is important to, oh my God, I look at these YouTube videos, I'm not going to name names, but, I watched one about Ho'oponopono a couple of weeks ago, and I just about died, because, and I know this is my own stuff, but this person is talking about something that he doesn't even know, right? He can't pronounce the word correctly. He can't pronounce the name of Haleakala Hulen correctly, like all of this, and he's got thousands of watches, right? Thousands of views. And it's like, it's really, really important. And this is not my ego. It's really important to find a teacher who has accurate knowing, right? Because if you think about it, if you have a teacher who doesn't have accurate knowing, and then you're not able to tap into your own intuition on the topic that you're talking about or that you're diving into, and I'll give an example with breathing practices or pranayama. A lot of people are taught to hold their breath longer than they exhale. So that means inhale, hold, exhale, right? That is actually a teaching that is very valid, but only for people who are not eating very much, only for people who are not involved in the world. So if you live in a cave, that's a very valid practice. But if you live in the real world, that can actually damage your heart. It can create challenges and problems for your mind. And this is why, it's important to find a teacher who knows what they're talking about and has accurate information. So, back to the Ho'oponopono video. Yeah, it's all right if someone can't pronounce it properly. It's like not going to damage your heart. But this is why it's very, and the yogis always talked about, it's very important to find a real teacher with genuine, accurate information when you're on the spiritual path. Maybe not so much in the beginning, but especially as you get deeper into the practices. It's just like, that the real true teachings are like a wave that carry you because there is grace. And so, if you don't have a teacher like that, ask for one, pray for one, reach out. I can help guide and direct you to one, or at certain stages be there for you as well. So anyway, that's the background of Guru Purnima, some practices to do, and hopefully you can utilize this day in the best ways possible for you. All right. If you haven't already, please hit subscribe, like this video, share it with people, do all the things. Drop me a comment if you have questions, because I know in a 10, 12-minute video, you can't necessarily address everything. So I will make more videos. And just along the lines, you are your child's first guru if you're a teacher. I mean, if you're a parent. So you can teach them a little bit of meditation. You can teach them a little bit of slow breathing. And of course, for each of us, our own parents were our first guru. So, blessings and love to them, no matter if they were awakened or if they were super challenged. They blessed us with this body. So thank you so much. Again, reach out if you need anything, and visit me at meetkathywilliams.com. Thanks a bunch. Aloha.